Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Ramirez Jr. and I'm joined by my co-host David, aka Sports and Tunes. And today we got a special guest. We got Dave, aka Cutman Scar. How's it going?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Chilling.
Chilling, man. And we're excited to have you on because we've had pro boxers on, we had amateur boxers, but you're the first Cutman we've ever had. So looking forward to kind of getting to know the boxing world through your perspective.
Okay, it's my honors.
Let's get it.
Absolutely. Well, the first question we got for you is, how did he get into the world of boxing and start working as a Cutman?
Kind of a long story. So growing up, being from Grand Rapids, Michigan, having the city of the Mayweathers, boxing, being born in '99 too. So I'm a young cut man out here, but being in that era of the Mayweathers, boxing was just given to me. But I used to compete, never went open in the amateurs. Came across some injuries that put me out of competition. Later in life, you got to figure out what you do. You got to resort to what you love to do. And boxing is, really what I love all around. So I'm like, what can I do? I can't compete. I kind of don't want to train somebody because that's a huge responsibility. And at the time, I was going to therapy school. I do occupational therapy now. And at the school I was going to, they had a wound care program. And I got real close with this wound nurse who already had her BSN, and she was just furthering her education, getting this certification. So I kind of clicked in with her because I'm like, hey, that kind of looked like you working with some cuts in the corner. She was
Yeah.
working with gunshot wounds, stab wounds, car accidents, lacerations. And she taught me a lot. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get in touch with some of these trainers out here, take what I learned in school and implement that in the boxing corners. And that's how I found myself bouncing around the gyms now. I've been at it for 3 years now.
That's what's up. And then
Oh,
your
yeah.
your nickname Scar, it's a super appropriate. I gotta say for a Cutman, and kind of reminds me of a Stitch Duran and his nickname. So
Okay.
can you tell us the origins of Scar, how you got that nickname?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got about a 4-inch scar right in the middle of my forehead. A very funny story, nothing boxing related, nothing even fight related at all. Just an incident happened. Some kids playing around, and my cousin, I believe it was like we was riding our bikes, and something bad happened. I hit a curb, boom! I had to get like 16 stitches, and the scar was identical when I was boxing, because it was like, you want to make sure that don't open up. Some people try to call me Scarface, and I'm like, I don't want to be necessarily related to a drug dealer, so I'm
Hmm.
like, knock out the face. I think Scar will fit, and like you said, I kind of did think of Stitch Duran. I'm not gonna lie. When I thought of my name, I'm like, I need something a little similar, and Scar came about.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man, that's a fire nickname. And I saw also on Instagram your logo when you first started out. The Cutman Scar logo. That thing was fire as well.
Oh,
And
thank you. I appreciate that. I did
Hell
that
yeah.
all by myself.
man, that's awesome. And I think what stood out too is like your caption for that. You said, "I'll never let a little blood stop you from fighting," which
Yep.
that's what you wanted to cut, man. So can you tell us what's the worst cut you had to deal with as a cut man?
Um, man, I did some fights. I did some rounds. I dealt with swelling more than anything. One time I'm working with a fighter. This is in Glendale Civic Center. I want to say this was just last year, right after the pandemic was over. They was just letting people back in events, and I'm working with this fighter from Phoenix, and I believe the guy hit him with like a overhand right, and it split his bridge of his nose, and that was the first time I had to deal with a cut actually. And that was kind of hard because he said his nose was real sensitive, so I'm
Hmm.
dealing with a cut, and I'm dealing with blood coming from the nostril. So I had my work cut out for me that day.
That's right.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then I say you're going to be, back working the corner on April 21st on the Misfits boxing card on the Zone.
Yep.
Can you tell us about the who's boxers corner you're working and kind of like opportunity came to be?
Definitely, man. Working with my guy Eli Yeti Gang Smith. Real good, real good friend. Over just a boxer and Cutman relationship. His trainer, Keith, he was actually one of the trainers that put me on and gave me my first shot at being a Cutman, professionally and amateur. So I'm super thankful for their team, Keith Boxing Club, and working with Eli. That's what we call Elijah Smith, Eli. And I'm just super, super grateful for them. They gave me so many opportunities, opening the doors. And, when you open doors for somebody else, better doors open for you. And they have a big fight come, April 21st, right in Louisiana, New Orleans. They going to put on a show. I assist him in training. I am in camp with them, but I can't speak on too much what's going on. But I know he going to put on a show for sure.
Oh yeah, big platform too.
Yeah.
Yes, the Zone and Misfits has been kind of really getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they've been getting bigger and bigger. And I'll talk to him. Hopefully I could get him on with you guys and you could get to know more about him, Eli, because he's a great person. And I'll talk to Coach Keith as well. I let them know I was gonna be going on this interview with you guys. And I'm just getting off work on my way to the gym. They already in the gym working, so you know how that be when you got a fight date. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
It don't stop. It don't stop.
right.
Can you tell us a little bit more of the process of how you get to work at Boxers Corners? Do they reach out to you for your services? Do you kind of reach out to boxers? A mix of both.
It's a little bit of mix of both. Starting out being a cut man, that's a very big responsibility. Like I kind of said, being a trainer is a huge responsibility, but being a cut man, that's a huge responsibility as well. And I was more comfortable going to school for it, learning like on paperwork about it. But the process of it, when you're starting off, you gotta reach out to people, cause nobody gonna reach out to you. So of course I started with my small circle, kind of my friends and who I knew who was competing at the time. Talk to your trainer, see if I could just help out at the gym. And that's pretty much how you got to start. You got to be that guy that help out at the gym. You may not even do cut work because how often people get cut in the gym. You may ask to hold pads here and there. And if you really love the sport, you going to do it and opportunities will come.
Yeah, and what I think is great is that your work will speak for itself. So if this corner tells you this guy's good to have on our corner, they're gonna recommend you to other fighters, man.
That's right. That's right. I've been working with a handful of trainers right now. I work with about 4 or 5 different teams right now consistently.
That's,
Nice.
that's awesome. And then
Yeah.
what are some skills that you need to be a good cut man?
You gotta be calm. You gotta be cool. You gotta be collective. I know that kind of sound cliche, but you gotta hold your own in there. You gotta be able to react quickly. You only got 30 seconds. Stitch Duran say we really got 25 seconds because the guy may be on the other side of the ring when that bell ring. So you really only got 25 seconds to work. So you got to be quick. You got to be calm. You got to be collective. And you got to have your tools. You got to know what you're using and when to use it.
Damn. And have you ever had like hard decisions to make in the corner as a cut man? Like, hey man, this guy's taking too much punishment or anything similar to that?
Most of the trainers I work with, I like to spend time at least 2 weeks in the gym with them, discussing how things are going in the corner. I like just being a cut man, so I kind of discuss that I'm not taking on that responsibility. I may give my opinion on what an injury or what the fight may look like, but I don't make decisions on if something should continue or not.
Cool. I can dig it.
Got it. Yeah, and then speaking of once the bell rings and the fight starts, you're obviously not looking at this fight like from the perspective of a fan. It's kind of you got your business mind on. So, what are some things you're looking at during the round, and some things maybe you're prepping for the final bell?
That's a very good question because that was something I wasn't able to do my research on. You can't really see what the cut man doing during the fight, but I really look hard. I get close to the mat as the commissions let me, and I'm really just looking for reactions. Like I said, I like to spend at least 2 weeks with a fighter before they go in, so I see what their habits are. When a guy's shadow boxing, I see what his habits is. I'm looking for if he's stepping differently, if he holding his hands differently, and of course if his face is looking, a little different. So I'm really looking at body language more than anything.
Right on.
Right on. And then as a cutman, you have different tools at your disposal. If you had to pick one thing, what would you say is the kind of the most important?
Most important, me personally, I like that Quick Aid. Stitch Duran promotes it. I get it off his website, and I also get it off Cutman for Hire website. Um, it's just called Quick Aid, and it's a stop bleeding patch. I forget what the ingredients is. I used to have it in the back of my head because I fell in love with it so much, but that would be the one thing. It's hard for me not to put ice in there because ice is very important as well. Ice you could deal with swelling. Ice is the cool down. Ice you could use for a lot of things as well. But if a cut come, you gotta have that quick aid.
Absolutely.
Uh, and then going back to kind of difficult cuts. Is there a specific place or type of cut that's more difficult to deal with than others?
Um, I seen some drastic cuts on the eyelids that cut man had to work. Um, Cuts on the lip. If it split the lip, that's very hard to work. The saliva kind of push out the medicine. Then would be the two main. If it get real close to that eye, that's gonna be real hard to deal with as well. If that blood getting in that eye, that's a problem.
Gotcha. All right. And then kind of going back to your previous fights, is there a specific time that you recall that you were like most proud of the work you did?
That's a good question too. And I kind of come with almost, I'm not ashamed to say I'm still somewhat new to this. I'm still green. I'm one of the rookies. So each experience is a learning experience. Each experience is kind of a proud moment. But another fighter I'm real close with, Victor Bebo Ruiz. I worked his second pro fight. His pro debut was in Mexico. But I worked his second pro fight, man, and man, he wasn't listening to his trainer, but
Mm-hmm.
he listened to me. He came back to the corner and he wasn't sitting down. He was like standing up. He fired up. I'm finna stop this dude. I'm finna knock him out. It's only his second fight. Yeah, I'm finna stop him. I'm finna knock him out. And his trainer like, sit down, sit down. Even trying to pull him down. But as soon as I get up there, I put the ice on. I'm like, come on, Bebo, sit, relax, deep breathe. And he took that deep breath and he went out there and he knocked that dude out second round.
Wow.
Damn.
I didn't tell him what to do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I was
You motivated him.
able to
Yeah.
calm it down and regroup him after time.
Yeah.
Nice, man. And I gotta say too, I saw a post on your Instagram. You had I think one of boxer you're working with had a cut in his eye, and you had like the before and after, and man, it was like magic. Yeah,
Yeah,
you really handled that.
yeah, that's a huge compliment, and I appreciate you for that. That cut was very unique. That opened up in the first round, and I was kind of bummed out because I wasn't able to close it throughout the fight. It was only a 4 rounder, but like you seen, I don't know if you seen it was split pretty bad. So
Yeah.
I was able to stop the bleeding. The guy won the fight, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing I believe, man. You guys should get mad props for your work because I know the fighters take the beatings and the coach give the advice, but you guys are the ones that keep the fighter trying to look tip top in there.
Yeah, that's definitely true, and that's why I'm thankful for the coaches I work with, Coach Alex, Coach Keith, because they do give me my flowers very much, and they give me thanks every day that I give to them. All the time I get to them, they are very thankful, and even though me doing this interview, I still kind of don't want to be the guy out there. I still rather just be behind the ropes, behind the teams, behind the corner, and just watch watch the sport grow. That's what I'm here for. I'd rather work with, every fighter who's injury prone. That's what put me out of competition, is being injury prone. And if I can prevent that and have a guy finish a fight, then my job's complete.
That's right.
Absolutely. And then, who was your favorite boxer growing up?
Floyd Mayweather, that's
Gotta be right.
Home team, bro. Home team.
Floyd. I like Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard, my number two. I love Sugar Ray. When I first kind of got introduced to boxing through my grandfather initially, he put on Sugar Ray and Muhammad Ali. So, you know,
Nice. And then bringing it down to present day, who do you consider to be the number one pound for pound fighter?
man, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna say keep an eye on Victor Bebo Reese. Keep an eye on Elijah Yeti Gang Smith. Um, it's some top dogs out there like Canelo who got all the belts. You know, I like the undisputed guys who got the belts. But I know some people who coming for that.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces at the top for sure.
Big names.
Yeah. And then, what do you like to do outside of boxing? What are some of your hobbies and interests?
Man, I like to fish. I'm a father, so I'll be with my kids. If I'm not in the gym, I'm with my kids or I'm fishing. That's pretty much it. I'm a boring guy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I probably say that because I'm a boring guy too, so I can relate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen your introduction. Hashtag girl dad. I'ma steal
Uh-huh.
that. I'm a girl dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got two, man. 10-year-old, 3-year-old. So I get two different personalities with that age
Oh
range.
man. Okay.
Yeah. These kids keep us busy, bro.
That's right.
100%. And then, Scar, what would be the best piece of advice you would give someone who's thinking about becoming a cutman?
I'm glad you asked that because this is a hard road, and we need more cut man. Think of all the cut man that right now. And I don't want to kind of age shame in this age, but they kind of older. And so we need new guys. I would just say, just do it. If you want to be a cut man, just do it. Reach out to your local boxers. Start. Do your research, of course, because we don't want any handicapped cut man out here. So do your research and just get started. That's pretty much it.
Man, we're gonna start getting you to do tours around like health facilities or something like gyms, and start training the future cutmen.
Yeah, they actually hold conventions like that. I'm actually going to one in Nashville, Tennessee soon. It's held by a cut man who's from Ireland, so it's actually gonna be my first one. I would love to, be a part of those, but I'm actually going to one to learn pretty soon. So they out there, they very are far few in between though.
Okay. Well, when you're out there in Tennessee, don't forget to visit our people at the Martinez Boxing Club out in Memphis.
Okay, in Memphis. I was planning on stopping through Memphis.
All right. I'll get you the details later.
I was gonna say bet, let them know I'm coming. Let them
All
know
right.
be expecting me.
That's what's up. Yeah, in the sport of boxing, you never stop learning. So it's awesome you're going for those opportunities.
That's right. That's right. I love to learn. I love to grow and just, I love to reach people that want to teach. People love to teach. I love to learn.
That's right.
Well said. And the final question we got for you is not really a question. It's more so open up the floor. What's the message you want to send to your family and supporters?
Keep watching pay-per-view April 21st. Elijah Yeti Gang TV. He coming through. Keep watching. The zone code is pay-per-view code coming soon. Soon as they send it to us, we'll get it out to everybody so y'all can order the fight. Keep supporting. The more y'all reach out, the more will come. So we're very reachable.
That's right. And you want to plug in that Instagram so they can check out any of his new work or guys he's working with in the future.
Yeah, and absolutely. So you'll see it here kind of in this banner scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So you can follow Gabe on Instagram at CutmanScar. Just like it sounds. And give that a follow. That way you can keep up with all the latest news.
That's right.
Yep. Keep up with all the latest news. I'll post all the fight dates that I'll be working with moving forward. I have been doing it in the past. Also follow my guy Elijah at official Yeti Gang TV. Y'all may know him as a foodie, but he coming out as a boxer and he gonna put on a show.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, again, appreciate your time. I know you're still busy, still got work to do, but thank you so much for taking some time to talk some boxing.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. We'll get back in touch soon.
That's
Absolutely,
right,
man.
and keep those guys clean and crisp.
Yep, got you. Got to you guys.
All right,
Man.
take it easy.
Have a good one, man.
All right, bye.